Welcome back to Tammy Cinnamon Stitches. It has been about a month since I've spoken to you guys last, so I hope you've all been well and busy stitching. If this is your first time joining me today, thank you so much for pressing play. I know that there is heaps of floss tubes out there, so I'm really glad that you're joining us today. My name is Tammy, and we mainly talk about cross stitching on this channel. We also do a little bit of knitting and crocheting, and I do have a bit of knitting to show you today at the end. So yeah, I'll have a list here of the things that we'll talk about today. So I've got a finish, I've got some whips, I've got some plans, I have got a giveaway, and also some pattern swaps, and yeah, then we've got knitting. And if you're interested, I have life updates at the end. So yeah, we'll just get started. Okay, so my finish today is the February sampler. If you are new, I'm doing the samplers by Cottage Needleworks every month, and so I did February and I finished that one. So here it is here. Try and get that all in the camera. It is so cute. There's like these tiny little bit of cakes in there, and there are like love heart, there's like little letters. The house is absolutely adorable. Yeah, super cute. I think the little love letters are like my favorite part. They are adorable. So I'm really glad that I've got that one finished. I'll add to my collection. I've got March is ready to start. I'm planning to start that one this weekend so that it's finished by St. Patrick's Day, which would be really cool. Alrighty, so that was my only finish. But we'll get into our whips now. You've seen this one a couple of times. I've been working on this one steadily, and I am really loving the progress that I've made. It is the Pointed Fifth by Long Dog Samplers. Sorry, this page is like all wrinkled and scribbled on, but that's the pattern there. And I started here with the middle octopus, and I've kind of finished this whole section now. I just have this little bit to go before I finish it all, but I'm absolutely loving how it's looking. I've done it on a navy blue Lugana. I think it's a 28 count. I'll insert a picture here of what I showed you last time. So yeah, so I had like the front bit of the whale completed, the elephant, and the bird thing. And then I went along to the right. So here it is now. I love this one so much. So yeah, it's looking really cool. I absolutely love all the details in it. It is stunning. But yeah, super cool. And the camera is actually picking up the colors really nicely today. So I have a little bit of Krynic as well, which I've mentioned before, but I've outlined all the little animals and motifs at the bottom here in Krynic, and then I've put Krynic along the windows. I don't know if the camera will actually pick up the Krynic in that, but yeah, super cool. Absolutely love this one. So my plan will be to continue on this way. So I've got like one more window and then half a window, I think, before it reaches to the other end. So it's going to end probably about here. But yeah, super happy with this one. I cannot wait to get it finished. It's looking so cool. Hubby was like, it's going to take like a big chunk of money to frame because it's huge, but I'm hoping to actually finish it kind of like in an old-fashioned tapestry. So I kind of want to like hem up the edges and then get like a wooden rod and hang it off that, if that makes sense. That way it's easy to hang up to. Yeah, but it's looking really cool. Super cool. Cool. So that is my main whip and my main focus throughout this year. I want to try and get that one finished by the end of the year. And as you can see, there's quite a lot still to go. Like I'm only working on these two little sections, and I've got like all this to go. But yeah, it's really cool, and I really love seeing all the little animals. They're so cute. Yeah. Cool. The other one that I've been working on this month was my Victorian Charms by Dimensions. So that's this one here. Sorry, this is all a bit crinkled. This was my birthday start in January. And I think the last time I showed you, I did not have very much done. We were away. But I started like right here in the middle, which I think is like here. And from memory, I think I already had like this little tiny bit done. I'll insert a picture here if I can. I'll move over. But I've gone up and I've finished this whole window here with the cat. And then I've done a little bit up the top here as well. My plan is to kind of go all the way up to the top, complete that, do a little bit of the background stitching, and then do this one. So I'll finish this whole top half before going on to it, because it is actually a lot more stitch heavy than I thought it was. So like in here, the fabric itself is navy blue. So these navy blue sections, that's the fabric. But these clouds you stitch, this black you stitch, and all this grass. So pretty much this bottom half is full coverage. And then this top half, there's just like a few gaps. Yeah, but it's so much fun. But the other thing is that it's got like a ton of back stitching in. So I've sort of back stitched what I can as I go. So obviously I can't back stitch like on the outside of the house until I get all the other stitches completed. But the inside of the window and stuff, I've back stitched. So I'll show you what I've done. This one is still in its Q-snap, sorry, and it does have a working needle. But I've been working on this one lately, so okay. So that's where I am now. Oh, it's so pretty. Really, really pretty. Kind of gonna see through. See if I can put something behind it so you can really get that. See through, there we go. So yeah, it's really, really pretty, and there's a lot of blending threads in it, which are kind of a pain to stitch with, but once they're complete, it looks really nice. So yeah, it's really, really pretty. I love working on this one. Yeah, and the kitty cat's so cute. But yeah, so my plan is, again, next time I see you, to hopefully have this whole building, like this whole top half from here to the bottom of the cat completed. That's my plan. But yeah, it's coming along really, really nicely. And yeah, there's a ton of back stitching, like all throughout the windows here. There's like heaps of back stitching, but it really brings the piece alive. I don't know if I took a photo of it before I backstitched, but if I did, I'll put it here so that you can see like the difference that the back stitching really does make. But yeah, it is so pretty, guys. Every time I look at it, I just want to keep working on it. And this is, sorry, I don't think I said, but this was actually a kit. So it came with, this is the kit's fabric. It's a very scratchy Ada. I had to iron it a couple of times just to soften it up a little bit. And the fact that I use a Q-snap, it doesn't really bother me. But if you stitched in hand, you might want to consider getting a different type of fabric. This is an 18 count Ada. The color is beautiful, but the it's very scratchy. I think I actually gave myself a paper cut at one point when I was trying to like roll it around. I think I might have just sliced my finger a little bit. That's how scratchy it is. Very scratchy. Okay, so they were my main focuses for last month. The next one that I actually brought out was because I want to start something, but I'm not allowed to start it until I finish this one. And this is my Alice in Wonderland by Al Forest Embroidery. So this one is really, really cool, and I love working on it. But lately I've just been distracted, I think is the word, with all my other patterns that I just haven't worked on it at all. I'm going to try and put this one on a board actually. This one I've also been working on lately, and I think I might have a working needle again. Sorry guys. But yeah, so I'll insert a photo here of the Alice in Wonderland pattern. This is by Al Forest Embroidery. I think most of you guys have probably already seen it. I know that there's a few stitchers who have already completed it. It was a stitch along, I think, ages ago. And oh, it looks really pretty. I decided to go on a different route with mine. So I went on a really dark fabric, which was called Barnwood by Picture This Plus. It's a 28 count linen. No, sorry, 32 count. And it's really dark. And then I kind of changed a few of the colors as well. So at the very end, when I complete it, I'll probably go through all the color changes that I made. Just because so I don't keep repeating myself every time I do a floss tube. So here's a picture of where I was last time. So as you can see, the fabric it's very bluey and maroony. There's a bit of purple in it as well. It's very pretty, but it's very dark. But yeah, I love how it looks on it. I think it really gives a bit of an interesting darkish sort of take on the pattern. And my plan is to finish it in a pillow. So I want to get like a really dark backing fabric and then have it sort of like tucked away in a pillow. Eventually, hubby and I love reading, and we've got a collection of books. And so my plan is to kind of create like a little mini library in a corner of our future house. And then I'll have this as a pillow. So here I am now. Oops, sorry, I thought I had thinned that. There we go. Yeah, so I think from memory I had finished the shoe, I think last time I showed you. And so I had this little cake to do, and then I had the mouse and Alice and this green thing, and then I've done the table and almost finished the bottle. I've got a bit of colouring to fill in there. And then there's a key that I've still got to do, and this is like a door or a gate or something. But yeah, she's coming along well. Wow, this the fabric isn't quite as mottled as it's coming up in the camera. It's a lot more diluted. And it's probably a little bit more brown as well. This is very grey. I think I say that like almost every time I show this piece. For some reason, the camera just does not like picking up this fabric's colors properly. But yeah, it's looking really cool. Very different, I know. And I think it's something that you either like or don't like. I think it'll look cool when it's finished in a pillow and it's in a little dark corner. Yeah, so my plan is to finish this one as quickly as possible because I have a Mirabilia that I want to start, but I'm not going to start that until I finish this one. Yeah. And I still have quite a lot to go. So, yeah, wish me luck, guys. All right, so the next one I have to show you is, oh, actually, I don't really have anything to show because I haven't stitched on it, but my fabric is all ready for the March sampler by Country Cottage Needleworks. I'll insert a picture here of the one because the photo that the pattern comes in is tiny and you guys can't see it. But it's really, really cute. It has like clover leaves and there's like a rainbow and there's a pot of gold. It's super fun, super fun. So I'll be starting that one, either today or tomorrow, and hopefully have it finished by Sunday, which I think is St. Patrick's Day. I think it's Sunday or Monday. But yeah, so super excited to do that one. And that is pretty much all my whips that I have to show you this month. So they're the only pieces that I've been working on. I tend to sort of work on like 3 or 4 pieces at a time. Anything more than that, I don't feel like I've got enough progress done on them. So next month, my plan will be to continue working on the pointed fifth. That one will happen throughout every month because I want to get that one finished by Christmas. Victorian Charm, I'll probably keep working on. Alice in Wonderland, definitely. And I'll talk about the Mirabilia that I want to start in a minute when she's finished. The other one that I'm going to work on is my Moon Moth. So this one is, I think I started it either January or February last year, and it's a tiny piece, so I'm really annoyed that I haven't finished it. And it's a really cool piece. So that's this one here. Oops, I'll try and go this way, then you don't get so much of that glare. Is that better? I don't know. I think I might just actually insert a photo. I'll insert a photo over this if it doesn't work out. But it's a really pretty moth with the moon, obviously, and some pretty flowers. There's a lot of earth tones in this, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I love working on it. It's on a black Ada, which I think is an 18 count. Yeah, 18 count black Ada. I just haven't been working on it. I kind of put it aside when we moved, and I just didn't really bring it out again. So my plan is we're going away glamping in a couple of weeks, and I want to bring this one along and try and finish it when we're glamping. Not quite camping, but you know, close enough. Hubby and I love camping, and we haven't been camping since we've gone here, and it's kind of heartbreaking because we used to camp a lot, but we don't have any space here to store any camping gear, so we haven't been buying anything. But we found this cute little tent type setup about 3 hours away from here, so we call it glamping because there's an actual bed. But you're still out in the woods, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm just going to show you what I've done so far on the moth, so that next time, if you're following my videos, you can kind of see where I was before. So that's how far I've gotten. So I've only done a little bit of the wing. I think one of the reasons why I haven't worked on this piece as much is because there's actually a lot of confetti. So I think even just in this middle section here, there's about 10 different colors. And it looks beautiful, you know, up close from a distance, like you've got these gorgeous little subtly changes in color, but is a lot of confetti, and I do tend to not like confetti that much. Like, I like it, like it's, you know, obviously brings out the pattern really nicely, but it is a bit annoying to constantly keep changing your thread. So yeah, so I'm going to bring that one away camping with us and hopefully get that one finished. We plan to do that in, I think, about 3 weeks time. We're going all the way on the 5th of April. So yeah, about 3 weeks. So yeah, so that'll be really fun. I am so looking forward to it. Okay, so the last little patterny plan thingy is the Mirabilia that I plan to start once Alice in Wonderland is finished. I don't think I'll have Alice in Wonderland finished by the time I see you next. Probably will be the month after that, so like May, June. But who knows, I might be able to get a heap of stitching stuff done. But that will be this particular Mirabilia I've had on my wish list for a long time. It's Ophelia, so I'll insert a photo here. She is absolutely gorgeous, and she's really pretty stitched up. yeah, she's a bit of a like a depressing. If you're not familiar with the story of Ophelia, I ended up studying her in high school, and it was in a play, and I actually got to act as Ophelia, and it was really fun. Like, I had a ball with it, but she kind of always like stood in my mind as a character that I really, really love. So I've always wanted to stitch her, and Mirabilia does such a beautiful design of her. It's absolutely stunning. But I plan to change a few things. So the fabric that I'm going to use, I've already chosen. This one is called, where's the tag? Make sure I say it right. It's Haunted by Picture This Plus. So it's a greeny blue. Oh, actually, that's pretty close to what it actually is. And there is that much marbling in it. Like, there's this very beautiful marbling throughout it. It might be a little bit more green than what the camera is showing, but it is gorgeous. It's very dark, very, to me, this is like the color of a lake. And if you know the story, Ophelia drowned in the lake. So yeah, but look at that. Isn't that going to be gorgeous? And she's got like a lot of yellows and creams, which I think will stand out really nice on this fabric. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. So my plan as I change her, I'm not going to stitch the border, and I probably won't stitch the lily pads. I'm going to just focus on her and the flowers. But, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do this or not, but I'm thinking I might paint on the fabric some reeds. So again, if you're familiar, that's the color. Actually, that is pretty much spot on. If you're familiar with the story, the queen talks about her death, and that's the only sort of reference we have for it. But it goes on to say, like, the reeds kind of she got entangled with the reeds, and that they got dragged, and she got dragged down by them. So I think I'm going to paint some reeds. I might even paint some flowers on the actual fabric that she's going to be stitched on, and then just focus stitching her and carry on the beads a little bit more as well. So I'm really, really excited because I've been wanting to start her for a very long time. Ever since I saw her stitched, which I think it was Kelly from Pages 3 Stitches was the one that I saw stitched, and she was absolutely stunning. I was like, yep, that's going to be on my wish list. So yes, I'm really, really excited, but I cannot start that until I finish Alice in Wonderland. So hopefully Alice in Wonderland won't take me too long. Yeah, so besides that, I do have 2 other patterns that I kind of want to start. One of them I don't plan to start until next year. So I'm thinking I might make it my New Year's start. And that is, I was watching, I better make sure I say her name right. I think it was Vera's Stitching Corner. I think if it's wrong, I'll write it differently on the screen. But she does a lot of full coverages, and if you're not watching her, go check her out. She is so much fun to watch. She has an adorable laugh, and she's just really calm, just really relaxing to watch. But yeah, she does full coverages. She also does a whole other lot of patterns, and she dyes her own fabric and floss, I think, which is really, really cool, and they look stunning. Like, there's a few that I've got my eye on to maybe purchase because they're really, really pretty, especially for like samplers and primitive. Like, they've got that, I don't know quite what the right terminology is, but kind of like that weathered sort of look. They're really, really stunning. She uses natural dyes, I think, which is why it gives off that sort of old sort of look. Yeah, anyways, very, very pretty. But she is stitching a piece called Sanctuary of Knowledge, I think. And I'll insert a picture here. It is a massive full coverage piece, but it is absolutely stunning. So the artwork is by Ridley Spengler or something like that. I'll have it down the screen. But anyway, it is absolutely gorgeous. And as I mentioned before, hubby and I do love to read, and we read quite a bit. And we've got a collection of books back home in Australia, which we plan to get shipped over eventually. We're not quite sure when. The place that we're living in is quite small, so we wouldn't really be able to store anything here. But, you know, eventually we want to get our own place and a permanent residency. So I think when we get like a bit of a better housing set up, we'll get everything shipped over here. But yeah, anyways, sidetracked. We hope to set up a little bit of a library, and this picture is just absolutely amazing. She is doing, I think, the supersize full colors, I think is how you call it. So she's expecting to, it's absolutely huge. I think she said it's almost the size of like a queen size bed, like massive. But she's estimating about 10 years for completion. And I do not have that patience for 10 years. So I think I'm going to try and get a smaller size. I still really like how much detail is in, like, she's got a big chunk, I think, in the corner, and it looks stunning with the amount of detail. So I think I'll definitely get either the large conversion, I'm not sure, but 3 or 4 years is probably my max, I think. So whatever size works for that. But yeah, I don't plan to start that one until next year, when I have the mass all sorted. The chart's by Heaven and Earth Designs, I believe. It's absolutely beautiful. Very, very cool. It would be amazing framed. Like, I'm picturing it framed and put, you know, above a fireplace surrounded by all my books. Yeah, so that one is a future plan. The other one that I have is by another Flosstuber. So I think it was Uplift Stitches, I believe. I'll put it across the screen. They are a couple who are fairly new. I think they've only got 3 or 4 Flosstubes out. But they are the most beautiful and wonderfulest couple to watch. I absolutely love watching them. I think their names are Melanie and Michael. Melanie does a lot of like primitive, I think, stitching, so samplers and primitive patterns. She's got this range of I think her last one she showed a whole bunch of snowmen, and oh, they are so cute. so cute, absolutely adorable. She does great fabric choices, but her husband, Michael, I don't know what you call it, but I'm guessing it's like fan-based stitching. So he's got patterns that are based off like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, some computer games, and yeah, that sort of stuff, which I love because I'm a bit of a gamer as well. Hubby is a real big gamer, and so and we love the, you know, Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit too. So whenever he like brings out his patterns and he talks about them, I'm like so excited to see how much progress he's done, what sort of patterns he's doing. I absolutely love it. But there was one particular one that really stood out to me. So Stardew Valley is, I think, one of his favorite games. And Stardew Valley is like one of my ultimate favorite games. It's such a cute game. I absolutely love it. I've spent many hours wasted playing it. But he's doing a sale, I think. I think it's a Facebook sale. Unfortunately, I don't really have Facebook. I've got Facebook, but I'm not on it. I think it's been like 3 or 4 years since I've actually gone on it. But the sale is pretty cool. And yeah, so I suppose I better explain it for those of you who don't know. Stardew Valley is kind of like it's a very cute farming sort of game. Basically, the story goes that you inherit your grandfather's land and you build up a farm on it. So you harvest crops and you farm animals, but then you're also placed in a community where there's like lots of little community quests that you can go on. The community itself is adorable. There's like all the different characters and their stories are really cute. Then there's also, you can go on like mining quests where there's like little monsters, and yeah, but like it's very, very relaxed. So you pretty much do whatever you want to do, whether you want to concentrate on farming or whether you want to concentrate on killing little monsters that happen to be like these little slime balls. It's adorable. But yeah, anyways, so it's very, very cute, and the artwork is kind of pixelated. I'll see if I can put a few photos up while I'm talking so that you guys can know what I'm trying to say. But it's very, very cute, and I've been thinking I might actually capture a photo of my farm that I've been working on and then actually make a pattern from it. Which I think would be really, really cool, because then I'm actually stitching something that I've already designed in the game. But I plan to use like a really musty yellow fabric. So I'm keeping an eye out for musty yellow fabric. If you know of any fabric that's like a real musty yellow color, I think that would be perfect for it because the ground is that color. Yeah, that was pretty much it. But anyways, back to Uplifting Stitches. They are absolutely an adorable couple. Go check them out. They are really, really fun to watch. They also talk about board games, which is really, really cool. I love board games. Unfortunately, we don't get to play as much here. Hubby, when he was a child, his parents used to force him to play board games with his siblings. And I think that's kind of put like a bit of a negative sort of feeling towards them, because it's really hard to convince him to play a board game with me. But when he does, he enjoys it. So every now and then we play board games, but they have some really cool board games that I have put on my wish list because they look so cool and they look so much fun. So yeah, so go check them out if you haven't already. I'll have all their details linked below. The other Flosstubers that I've been watching lately, let me see, I've got them written down. Oh, so there's Sharky Stitcher. I think she's been around for a while, but I've only really come across her the last couple of months. She is amazing. So she does a lot of Bella Filipina patterns, which I haven't done before, but they look stunning. They're like they're kind of similar to Mirabilias in a way, as in they're like fancy ladies, and there's a lot of mermaids. So she has done a ton of mermaids and they are absolutely gorgeous. She also does chatelaines, and I think she does do Mirabilias as well, but she does them on these amazing fabrics. Like every time I look at her fabrics, I go, where did you get that? They are absolutely beautiful. They're usually opalescent, so they've got that, you know, glitter and shine to them, and oh, they are absolutely stunning. So she's a lot of fun to watch and listen. She's yeah, her patterns are absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, go check her out. I think her name's Laura. I think it's Laura. Anyways, and the other one that I wanted to mention is Official Mermaids Co. She's a new Flosstuber that's just recently come out, and she's a lot of fun to watch too. She does a lot of these gorgeous like mini sort of fairy patterns that are done on like a printed fabric. So I think the fabric is printed this sort of scene with the fairy, and then you stitch over some parts of it. So not everything is stitched, but they've got this beautiful color fabric behind it, and scenes. Like I think the fairies' faces are printed, so there's a lot of detail in them. But yeah, they absolutely look beautiful, and she's got like a whole collection of them, so they're really cool. She also does some full coverage work, and I think she's doing a Mirabilia as well. I think even the Nightingale Mirabilia, I think. But yeah, anyway, she's really nice to watch. She's very calming. She also creates a lot of these, like recently, I think in her latest Flosstube, she had scissor fobs and counting pins that she had actually made herself, and they look gorgeous. Like I wouldn't mind buying a few if you ever have them for sale. But yeah, they're really, really cool. So, and the last one is Mongolia Nest Designs. So she designs a lot of her patterns, but she also stitches other patterns as well. They're absolutely adorable. She stitches the Pierre Schooler, and I think blackbirds as well. But yeah, she's a lot of fun to watch as well. Again, she's got a really nice calming sort of voice. She's got an adorable little giggle, and she's really cool, and her patterns are really cool as well. They're very adorable. I definitely have a few that are on my wish list. I have so many patterns on my wish list. Honestly, my wish list is like continuously growing, but there's just not enough time to stitch everything. Yeah, so just as a quick wrap up, my plan will be to continue Pointed Fifth, and Victorian Charm, Alice in Wonderland, and my Moon Moth. They will be my focus pieces. I will also be obviously doing my March sampler, which will hopefully be finished in a couple of days. So if you follow me on Instagram, I do have an Instagram account. I'll have it across the screen. I try and post a stitching update once a week, usually on the weekend, but I also paint. So on Fridays, I try and post a picture of what I've been painting lately. Thank you so much for everyone who has been very kind with that as well. I mentioned in my last video that I do find it intimidating to post my paintings, but everyone has been really, really kind. So thank you so much for that. And thank you so much for all your comments on my videos on Instagram. It is, it's like this little burst of joy every time I hear someone's commented on one of my posts. It's like, oh, thanks guys so much. I get a little big smile. I get a big smile on my face, and I probably look like a dork. Yeah, anyways, okay, so that's pretty much my cross stitching. Oh, actually, no, wait. Oh, I almost forgot. I have a giveaway, which I wanted to do. Since it is coming up to Easter, I have this pattern which I was contemplating stitching, but I don't think I will stitch. So I wanted to give it to you guys as a way of saying thank you for all your support. Even just the support moving here to Canada has been amazing. You guys have been reaching out, whether it's through Instagram or the comments or even emails I've been getting, or people just being so kind and welcoming. So I wanted to give you guys a chance to have a giveaway. That is for this pattern here, since it's Easter time. It is Sweet Spring by Satsuma Street. This one is so cute. I really love it, and I might stitch it. But I wanted to do it as a giveaway as well. So there's a lot of bright, happy colors, which is what you want for spring and for Easter. If you are interested in, just mention the word Easter in the comments below to be in the running. I will wait 2 weeks from the date that, so 14 days from the date that this movie is posted, to be in the running. I will then reply to your comment if you are the winner, and then you just send me out your details through Instagram or through email, depending on which one you prefer. Cool. hopefully that works. So yeah, I also have a few patterns that are available still to swap. So in my last video, I talked about swapping patterns, and then I'm happy to do that if you've got patterns to swap. I have had interest in a couple, so Royal Holiday and Rudolph are no longer available to swap. But I still have Mermaid of Atlantis available. So if you were interested in swapping this one, just let me know. I also have Electra, one of the Bewitching Pixies by Nora Corbett. If you are interested, just let me know. You can let me know through email or through Instagram or just in the comments below. I try and keep on top and check all of those. And I also still have this fabric available to swap. This is a 32 count Lugana, 26 by 36 inches. It is a beautiful piece of fabric. I'll insert a picture here of the actual color so that you can see. I'm just going for, it doesn't have to be hand dyed, it doesn't have to be necessarily Lugana, but I am asking it for it to be roughly the same size fabric. So if you've got a piece that's that big that you know you're not going to stitch on and you really like the color of this one, just let me know. Cool. All right, so my email and my Instagram will be in the description box for all those details. Cool. So I think that's all of the cross-stitching stuff. If that is all you are here for, thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to see you next time. Please feel free to comment. I absolutely love reading comments and hearing what you're stitching on. If you have any ideas for any of my stitching projects, feel free to mention them. We're going to talk a little bit about knitting now, so if you are here for that, you're welcome to stay. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for joining me if you are going. And talk about knitting now. I've only got 2 knitting things to show you today. My first one is that I have been knitting Godfrey Gadabout, which is this guy here. I absolutely love knitting these clowns. I've mentioned it before. And actually, weirdly enough, I figured out why I love him so much. My Nana, she's passed away now, but she used to knit these for us as kids. And I actually have a photo of me as a baby in between 2 of them that she knitted, which I'll try and remember to put here. So I kind of grew up with them in the house, and I think that's why I love them so much, because of the connection, to her and to that childhood. So yeah, anyways, so this is the guy that I've chosen to knit this time. I haven't knitted a few before. I started, you start with the legs, you knit one leg and then you knit the other leg and then you join them up. So at the moment I've only got one leg completed and I've just started the second leg. So I haven't really done much on him. I've kind of been busy cross-stitching. But I'll show you what I've done. So this is one leg. This is just on a double-pointed, double-sided needle, ready to join up. So there he is here. So yeah, it's just a stripy leg, nothing really fancy to show you. It's just my voice was going then. Just basic stocking stitch. There's a bit of a hemline here because this gets folded up when it gets joined to the boots. But yes, that's one leg, and then I have started on the other leg right here. So yeah, I haven't done very much. It's not very exciting. I do plan to take him away camping with me as well. I find him really good to sit by the campfire and knit. I enjoy doing that. So yeah, so hopefully we get done. But basically, once this leg is finished, they all get joined together. Very easy, very simple. I think that's another reason why I love her patterns. Oh yeah, if you don't know the name of the patterns, sorry, I am terrible at saying that, but that's her name there. And this is the Red Nose Gang. I plan to stitch this guy up too. I want to stitch all of them and have like a collection. Next thing I have to show you with knitting wise is in my last video I talked about starting a heart-shaped pillow for Valentine's Day. Well, that did not happen. Instead of a pillow, I decided to go and knit a blanket instead. And I absolutely love how it's going. I'm nowhere near finish, but I will show you what I am doing. It was using that chunky wool, and this is hand knitting. So don't use hooks. Got stuff on it. But yeah, I'll just show you roughly what I've done so far. It is huge. I'm planning to make it big enough to fit on our queen size bed. So it's massive, but it is super soft, super squishy. Yeah, and it is so much fun to knit up. Like, I think I knitted, this is 3 balls of wool. And I think I did 2 like in a movie sitting, like when hubby and I were watching a movie, I did 2. My plan is to probably do about 10 balls of wool length. But yeah, oh, it is so soft and squishy. I cannot wait until it's finished. At the moment, I just have this wool in here just so that it doesn't undo as I wait for wool. Every time we go past Michael's, I grab a few more balls. Yeah, so that's pretty much all my knitting. So not very much this week. As I said, I've been kind of busy. I say that every time, but I have been, weirdly enough. Yeah, nothing other knitting to show you. So if you're interested in hearing about life updates, feel free to stick around. If not, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great month and you do all the things that you love with people that you love. Yeah, I'm going to briefly talk about life updates. Valentine's Day, we had a wonderful time. We normally stay home and cook like dinner together. We usually do something fun like homemade pizzas, or I think this time we cooked macaroni and cheese. And we just have a lot of fun. We eat a lot of chocolate and watch Princess Bride. Is one of my favorite romantic movies. I absolutely love that movie. So we did that. And then we had Chinese New Year as well. So we went into Chinatown for that, and we got to watch, got to go into one of the shops, and they had it all set up beautifully, and they had performances, which I'll try and remember to put up here while I'm talking. And yeah, they had a lot of great things to watch. We had these amazing dumplings that were, oh, so good. So yeah, we did that for Chinese New Year. We also brought like a huge bag of fortune cookies, and we just, when we got home, we just ate fortune cookies and watched movies. Yeah, and then what else since the last time I saw you? I think that was pretty much the main events. We've been busy visiting things. There hasn't been a ton of snow. There was a little bit. We went up a couple of hours away from Toronto. Can't quite remember where, but we went up there for a little while, and it was really, really snowy. So that was really cool. And what else? I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, we have St. Patrick's Day coming up, which we don't have major plans, but yeah, it'll be still fun, and Easter as well. But yeah, anyways, I'll better let you go. This movie's probably going to be too long. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I will see you next time. Stay safe, take care. Yeah, see ya.